Good morning, girls. You guys put a smile on my face. I got your food. Yeah, we're up earlier today, headed to the chiropractor, headed to Johnny's school to pick up some pre-printed MVP math materials. We had some rain overnight, but not much. Basically, I think enough to wet the ground, sort of, kind of. Yeah. A quarter inch yesterday afternoon, though. So Don says he got the small unicycle from ewheels.com.
Oh,
and for the person, both of them, okay.
Yeah. This guy, it's out of California, Florida or California, one or the other.
Well, that's pretty far stretch apart.
Yeah, well, his name's Jason.
Okay.
And he's a really good guy. I would not hesitate to call and speak to him on the phone if you have any questions or whatever. He's a, you know, small business guy, so he's really into.
He's an importer, right? He imports them and then redistributes them somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
He does all the personal electronic mobility stuff, scooters and things like that. I bought 2 things from him, and both times I've been very happy.
Cool. Well, you go get your paper. I know you only got a few minutes to read it this morning.
Yeah, I know.
Your girl made you get up early and leave the house early. Your routine is broken. We didn't get much rain overnight. It was just barely wet in the rain gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls are frisky.
Yeah, they're fighting in the bushes. The girls are in the bushes.
They're just mother and daughter playing. Did you get her? Did you get her? So I put out a new hummingbird feeder that I picked up at Walmart the other day. This one has an ant moat on top and a wide mouth to get a brush in for easier cleaning. At any point, I've seen the Hummer on it at least twice today, which is good. I had not seen any Hummers this spring. That's why I had sort of not kept the feeder up, and it was just always full of ants. But I'm looking forward to some video and some pictures when I have time and it's sunnier out. I could not be any happier with how the plants that I put out this spring are looking. Both annual type things and the little maple trees. The coleus has all gotten really big. Begonias are great. They're very drought resistant. This salvia, red salvia spike here, is a volunteer from a plant that was under the house for the winter and didn't completely die. My maples, I'm really pleased with how that's looking. This one here sort of got overtaken by my perennial border plant, but that's okay. This coleus is pretty root bound at this point, so unless we have rain, I'm having to put at least a half gallon of water a day on it, but it's worth it. It's very pretty. And the new garden bed over here is doing good. All of the hardy hibiscus flowers are done for now. I fertilized it a few times, but since we stopped working out here every day, I haven't fertilized it like I was when we were over here and I was taking care of it all the time. But you can see everything is looking good. Yay, we get to take a drive in Jules today. We're going to the other side of Raleigh, so it's a significant little jaunt.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey!
Do you want to use the dash cam?
Yes, I need to go grab it.
That camera card that you offloaded.
I know where it is. I'll go grab it.
Very cool. Navigate to Greenway Chiropractic.
Greenway Health Center. Yeah, he rebranded it from Greenway Chiropractic to Greenway Health Center because they focus on diet, nutrition, and other stuff and not just chiropractic.
So,
well, my appointment's for 10:15, so we're right on time. We're doing good, even with possible some late morning, you know, rush hour traffic. Right. Here's an electric smart car. The driving instructions to get to the chiropractor are very uneventful. Stay on Highway 401 to the other side of Raleigh. Actually takes you smack dab through downtown Raleigh,
Right.
and that's fine. Because that is the shortest mileage wise, and unless it's, you know, the wrong time of day, it's totally fine to do that. But it's not complicated instructions this morning.
No, it's not.
And it would be nice if we had a nice sunny sky for our drive up. Maybe there's hope for the drive home.
Yeah, so you know, having drove Ruby with Autopilot 2.0 for the last 3 years, and then now with this Autopilot 3.0 in Jules, it's a noticeable jump. I've said before that I truly believe now, after seeing how far 2 to 3 goes, that I believe Elon when he says he's going to make this thing self-drive. I think it's possible now. The way it handled that traffic light, it handled it as good or better than I would. I mean, it saw it turn yellow. It slowed down. It pulled up the appropriate distance from the car in front of us. Everything it did did really well.
Yeah, Don was impressed, and I'm sorry I wasn't recording, but it popped up that the light ahead was yellow, and there was good visibility at a pretty far away distance, over 500 feet.
Yeah.
And then it did all the things it was supposed to do for that light. Of course, we are on US 401, a 4-lane divided highway, so I would hope that, you know, these type of roads would be handled well at this point. This is not some little side street. There's my city. Oh, how I've missed you. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can live with not being on the road every morning at 6:45, but I miss not being on the road some mornings at 6:45. I don't miss the people I was in traffic with some mornings. But I miss not seeing the changing skyline based on the weather, and having a chance to take pictures downtown someplace and meander and wander and just enjoy the downtown some. I suppose there's hope that Johnny will be back to school next year. We'll see. Back to school as in physically on a campus. So we're impressed here with the cones and the painted arrows, given how things really look outside the car. We got this nice end spot. Don did a great job with Jules's help of getting over to the side. Locking the car manually since we still don't have app access.
Yeah, I'm assuming we don't.
Yeah, I looked this morning and we don't. All done with my adjustment. So we've navigated over to the school, which of course is in downtown Raleigh and not too far away. A lot of these buildings here on the north side of the city are nearing completion. A lot of progress on them since the last time I was up here, which was 3 or 4 months ago. We're a little earlier than our designated time, but hopefully that's not a issue. Doesn't look like it will be.
Now, are you going to go in?
I'm not sure how it's supposed to work. Maybe I have to go up to the cafeteria door. So we were told to pick up a Chromebook because they have one for every student. And so even though Johnny has one to use, while they have them, we were told to grab them. So that, and here's his math MVP stuff. I'm not a real big MVP fan, but it is what they use in Wake County, so we've got it. Since we're downtown, I asked Don to drive me around the historic courthouse and to go out Fayetteville Street. You know, we didn't come downtown trying to look at damage or post protest riot stuff. But I am curious about some of the things I heard. So while we're down here, besides, you know, I'm just not really in any rush to get out of the city since it's been a while since we were here. So first off, I'm noticing that they have this temporary barricade basically everywhere. It looked like there was one entrance possibly on the other side where people were allowed to walk, but certainly they don't want people jumping, coming in from just any direction. You know, the one statue that was here on this, at this intersection is just totally gone, including the cement base and everything that used to be here. But it really does look like it's all closed off. Yeah, Don and I made the complete circle, and the state capitol building, you can't approach it from any direction right now. The tours, the normal tours, which we have taken before, must not be going on right now. Certainly school groups would normally come here, and they're certainly not having any school groups coming right now, so.
Yep, totally agree with that.
Well, clearly some windows that have not been repaired yet, or are boarded up to prevent damage. It's hard to say which. This is my favorite street holiday times as far as decorations, and there's usually a great view of a Christmas tree looking north and looking south. This is the section of downtown that took most of the damage, and it looks like where the boards are is mostly because there's no glass. So it looks like up here the road is closed to through traffic and we'll have to turn at the next intersection. I wonder why that would be. The current courthouse is this large building here on our right, although the newer version is around the corner more. This is the older version, is actually on Fayetteville Street. They do still do court business in both buildings, the old and the new. Like I said, I'm not really aware as to why the road is closed, but it is what it is. So there's the Citrix electric bicycles. Don notes that he did not see one scooter in the city today, but I also didn't see a lot of pedestrian traffic. I think because of COVID, it really still is greatly reduced, and therefore, who would be on the scooters, I guess? Don's providing feedback over here on Jules not adjusting the speed limit for him.
Yeah, well, you know, they give you the Mad Max for passing or whatever that is. I wish they would give me some choices on the speed. At this point, I would like it to slow down the speed limit. 5 over, 3 over, whatever
you're set to.
Yeah. Because I was just zooming down through town, following traffic, and I was doing 55 and a 35. Now, obviously I was following traffic. I don't want to do 35 when everybody's doing 55, but the point is, 55 was probably too fast. I mean, 50 maybe, 45, 10 over. But, you know, none of the driver's assistance things on Traffic Aware was helping me. Traffic Aware Cruise is a driver assistance thing, and it wasn't assisting me at all. So I guess I would prefer to that it do something, slow me down, give me some choices so I could put it in grandpa mode or grandma mode or I don't know. I mean, they got chill mode, they got all these others, so give me something on the speed limit. If you know the speed limit and I'm doing 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, you know, maybe on Traffic Aware Cruise Control, go on and lower the speed down to the offset.
Yeah, we should go read up on it again, because I think part of the problem is it used to work different when we first got Ruby.
Right, I agree.
And then another part of the problem is that it probably really doesn't work how we want it to work.
Right.
And maybe it's doing what it says it's supposed to do, but it's not doing what we want it to do. So yeah, I'm going to say that, I'm not going to say that we haven't read up on it lately, and we probably should take a breather, read up on it, and see. But
Yeah.
but I am looking for
RTFM.
I am looking for the car to help me not get a ticket. And so
Right.
if I have it set 3 over, Don has it set 5 over. We've had this discussion before where, you know, inside city limits, on a city street, we really want to stay closer to the actual speed limit. You can't speed through Fuquay. The cops will ticket you in a heartbeat. But out on the interstate, if Don says he's happy 10 over, well, that's probably not going to get you pulled over. So it's more than, I would like to see it have a setting for city streets and a setting for the interstate, so that I can be a little more aggressive with my speed on the interstate and a little less aggressive in the city. But even that, even if I don't have that option, which that option is not currently available, at least if I tell you to stick at 5 over, don't leave me hanging out there at 10 or 15 over because the speed limit just changed.
Right, and these speed limits go up and down. This is the section of road. Now the other part, it was 35 also, but that's not the part they tend to ticket you on. This is the section.
Right, this is the section right here down past Guardian Angel where there's cops over here all the time pulling people over.
Yeah.
I don't see one right now, but that doesn't mean that they're not in there somewhere. They like to hide. There's quite a few hiding spots. And oh, by the way, I think in the city, you probably shouldn't be pushing the speed limit, especially on the section of the city where we're coming up on, where there's a lot of pedestrian foot traffic. I mean, really, if you're speeding in the old part of Fuquay, that's not right. There's moms and kids and strollers and bikes, and you know, that spot there by Guardian Angel, there's a really great sidewalk and very little foot traffic. But coming up on the spot where we're going to, there's a lot of people, and I don't normally see the cops over there, so you go figure.
The new
It's an E300, I think is what it said it was on the box.
AKA the Invincible Chromebook.
Right, which is great. No, I love Lenovo Chromebooks. I mean, love them. And look, it's even got Wake County School System on the...
Right, this is an Invincible Chromebook, basically.
Right, Lenovo makes good stuff.
So it's the second gen of my old Chromebook.
Right, it is a second gen machine. I did look at that on the side. You know, my only question is touchscreen or not touchscreen, and I'm thinking...
Oh, I'm touchscreen.
I'm thinking it's not, but we'll see. Guess we'll find out.
The thing about this,
Johnny didn't know he was getting a Chromebook, so he's pretty excited, even though he has a couple of Chromebooks.
but I may want to use this one.
Yeah, well, I'm praying it's a touchscreen, and then that'll be great. Yep. All right, let's see. I'm just seeing if it's touch. Oh my goodness, it's a touchscreen! I'm so excited! I'm sorry you have to go run. I hope it'll stay cloudy while you're out there.
Going to exercise never puts.
He's not in a good mood right now.
I'm not.
Be in a better mood when you come back.
Yeah, the best thing about exercise, and it's the only thing I enjoy about exercise, is it's over.
Okay.
I'll see you later, sweetie.
Yeah.
Kiss, kiss.
Kiss. Poor guy. I gave him permission to just stay home and sit on the couch. He's not out there because I told him he had to go. So Don's putting in the automation for Jules's side. Yeah. And he has me with the brother label maker ordering up his electrical box so that he can tell what's what over here. Because maybe when he did this years ago, he did it in pencil, and yeah. So Don flipped 4B on.
Yep, and this is the one that controls Jules's side. Right now, the little doors, lights over the doors are on, so I'll turn those off. And then we'll flip on Jules's side, and we'll hope.
Yep.
Looks like it came on, and we can flip it off. And then the upstairs.
That's upstairs, yeah.
And
But you didn't fool with it, right?
No, I didn't mess with it, but I had to undo it because getting into the box is very crowded. So let's see. Turn on Jules.
Sorry, I didn't find a device named Jules.
On Jules' side. Turn on Jules' side.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot what I called it.
Turn turn off Jules' side.
Okay.
Cool.
So it works. So we need to flip that breaker back off so I can button this back up.
Okay, 4B.
Yep.
Plus, it's labeled over here, 4B. Jules, front lights, and center lights.
And then when you flip the breaker, the light will come out. Very good girl. Thank you.
We'll go with, it's much better than it was before.
That's right. It's way, way better than it was before.
So Don did a great job. He totally accomplished my goal of, if I'm on the other side of the garage, back by the workbench, I can turn on the lights without having to walk back over here to the switch, because this is the only switch in the garage for the lights, for the downstairs inside lights. Ruby and Jules and Center are controlled by A now, if you want them to be, or you can control them by the switch. Okay, so whichever you want. Upstairs is, like it says, upstairs, and doors are these lights back here. There's one on each side, and Don did not, they were always separate, and they're still separate. So I guess if you're unloading something from the trunk, doors would suffice, right? Plus the garage door opener lights come on if the door has been recently opened. So anyway, what we found out was, I didn't know what switch controlled what. I just knew not to flick upstairs when I was going to be downstairs. I had to leave the center one be, and I would just always do all four and I would get lights. So during this learning period, I have labeled the lights. I'm sure it will help Johnny too, who I suspect also doesn't know the scheme for, I mean, it makes sense that, you know, this bay is on this side and this bay is on that side. That makes sense. And this makes sense for the stairs or for upstairs. And it's really learning which one is center and which one is doors. That's, I think, the one that, you know, but like I said, these 1, 2, and 5 are controlled by A and those fancy switches, and these 2 are just controlled by the wall plate. So if you're coming in and you just need a little light for half a second, you probably just want to flick doors. But if you've come in and you haven't turned anything on and you really need light, then you've got, you know, you've got more options. Anyway, it's much better than it was. I'm really appreciative that he did that for us, and I thought I'd help myself out and label some stuff. So Johnny put the engine together all by himself,
yeah,
and he's had it apart a couple times to work on it, and
yeah,
I think he's learned some stuff. But we also learned 2 things. Number 1, you have to pull the battery to turn it off. There's no on-off switch, which is sort of annoying. It's all right. And number 2, she just wants to be the star of the feature. And number 2, the timing belt, is it, Johnny?
Yeah, timing belt.
The tensioner on it, apparently it's a known problem with people on Amazon saying it jumps off. And it jumps off really quick. It doesn't run very long.
Uh-huh.
So Dawn said, well, let me show me what you've done, and let me take a look at it, and who knows. But you got to really take it apart like you would a real car to get to the timing belt. So running it for a second, it jumping, and that, you know, and then having to take it off to put it back on has been frustrating. But I'm really proud of Johnny, because he didn't ask us not one question, got the whole thing assembled, tried it, has had it apart and back together a bunch of times, and you know, we'll just hope that Mr. Don would be to the fix-it. Since you did all this hard work, it'd be nice if it would, the belt would, yeah, yep.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. That's okay, keep going. I'm trying to see what's making it
jump.
Let's just stop. Well, I think it needs to do a shoulder. Also, I would tell you the belt doesn't match up very nicely with the teeth. That's probably half the battle, is the spacing of the teeth and the belt. It gets out of time.
It's really not catching it in the first place very good.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, that's part of the problem, and I think it needs a shoulder on the front. Because this thing, it flexes a little bit. I mean, you know, it wiggles. This is not precision. You know, it's a learning tool. So if This pulley should probably have a shoulder in the front, and same thing with that bottom wheel needs to have a shoulder on it, and then that'll probably allow it to stay on.
So what did you do?
Well, I don't know for a fact if it's fixed, but I went out and got some washers and spaced both the upper and the lower so that it goes all the way forward to match up with the cover. So basically the cover now is acting like the shoulder. So
you put something on the inside to push it forward versus something on the outside to hold it in.
That's right.
Okay.
Right now I'm attaching the motor.
I got up because they're fixing to test it, and I've got high hopes, and I didn't want to miss it. And we've got yet another severe thunderstorm within 2 or 3 miles of the house, but it looks like it might be scooting just south this afternoon. There's hail in that storm, they said. Pea-sized hail. We won't be going out anytime soon.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Well, the belt's not jumping.
Yeah, well, the teeth still don't line up. Yeah,
it's working. But it's running.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
there's a couple things going on. The first thing is, you know what, I did the best clearance I could with that washer, and the teeth are just barely probably grazing that cover. So you could round that just ever so slightly, but you have to be careful because around the teeth, I guess what I would almost do. That way they wouldn't catch on the cover.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Well, yeah, we'll go on. Let's see what's doing. Because the other problem is, as I said, the belt is not. The teeth on it don't line up. It's close to the gear, but the belt stretches or whatever.
So it's a what now?
Overhead camshaft engine. So that's why the timing gear is so fidgety. So these are the valves, and they're working too, although they don't go down as much. And then under here, so it's really hard to see, but under here, there's another thing.
Uh-huh.
And basically what they do is they push it. So look at right here.
Uh-huh.
So it pushes like that. So here, let me
Okay.
plug it in, and you'll be able to see it better. You see? It pushes.
And Johnny says the LED lights in there going on and off are the spark plugs firing.
Yes, and they actually run the engine.
Way cool. Something's catching, but it's running better than it was.
Mm-hmm.